deadly shooting of an African-American man by a white police officer this summer in South Bend, Indiana, highlighted Mayor Pete Buttigieg's struggle to win black support for his presidential campaign. The issue could resurface as the prosecutor leading an investigation into the matter says that his work likely won't be finished before February, just as voters begin deciding whether Buttigieg should be the Democratic nominee. Sergeant Ryan O'Neill was investigating a report of a person breaking into cars in June when he said he fatally shot Eric Logan after he refused orders to drop a knife. Logan's family sued the federal court, accusing O'Neill of using excessive deadly force. Here to give us more insight on this story is Onyx News correspondent via phone, Jay Shakur. O'Neill resigned in July. This is an interesting story. Is the support for this Democratic nominee really going to be affected?
I think there are two main ways you can look at this. There's always the disconnect. There are many of his constituents are saying that there's always been a disconnect between mayors and black voters. But there's another group that are looking at it and saying, you know what, he stepped away from the campaign trail to address this issue, to address the delay in the decision. He stepped away from the campaign trail to talk to us at a town hall. And so a lot of them are seeing that he's trying to rectify and change that narrative as it concerns what has been historically or traditionally seen between the city's mayor and its constituency. So you see those two areas, those two thoughts.
In this particular situation, the body cam, the video was not captured by the body cam. Can you speak to that?
Yes, I think that's a major issue, considering that body cams and police officers having body cams is a new policy as of late, and for the body cam not to be on, it denotes a lot. It denotes, to me, first of all, a waste of resource. You know, the money goes into that for us to use that so that you can better do your work as an officer, as a policeman, and it's not even on. So that's neglect there to me.
I want to go back to what you said about him addressing the residents. He was in a town hall that has about 100,000. This area has about 100,000 residents, and he did address it. So do you think that is softening the situation in any capacity by him, quote unquote, getting in front of this in some kind of way?
I don't necessarily think it softens the situation. I think it is him being true to his duty and responding to the situation, understanding that while he is running for president, he still has a duty to the city of South Bend, Indiana. So I think it's him honoring his duty, and I think voters will look at that and interpret that, as I said, two different ways. Either, oh, this is just, there's always been this disconnect and he's just doing this for our vote, or you have others who will look at it more objectively and say, you know what, he stepped away from the campaign trail, he's here, he's addressing it when he has a ton of other things to do, being a presidential candidate. So I don't necessarily think it's softening the blow holistically, but I do think it's him honoring his duty.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, how the support plays out. Thank you, Jay Shakur, all the way from Washington, D.C., Onyx News contributor, correspondent. Thank you for great reporting.
Thank you for having me.